Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin and welcome back to another Black Ops 4 video, and I have basically started my quest towards Diamond Camo. I'm not sure if I'm going to go for Dark Matter because I don't know if I want to do like the launchers and the secondaries and all that crap to get Dark Matter because it's really not as good in this game compared to other games, you know, even though they are updating it constantly, and I bet you in a couple months Dark Matter will be looking absolutely shiny. But Diamond Camo in this game I definitely do want for at least the guns that I use the most: ARs, tactical rifles, and SMGs. And I think ARs are probably the easiest to start, so that's what I've started going for. And in this video, I'm going to talk about the main aspect of like most of these guns, you know, SMGs, tactical rifles, ARs, I think LMGs, other ones too, where you have to get 100 headshots to start to get your camos going. And a lot of people have been asking me for tips on the most efficient and fastest way to get these headshots done. That's what tonight's video is going to be about. So smack a like on this thing. Let's go for 1,500 likes. That would be absolutely amazing. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new and not already subscribed, and let's talk about it. Now, the first thing with going for headshots, the most obvious tip, and what people are going to say, is aim for the head. Yes, that is the most obvious tip, and yes, you're going to have to aim for the head to get more headshots. I mean, sometimes you can just get them luckily, but that is what you're going to want to do. But there's also a million other things that combine to make this the best way. Now, when playing naturally a game, you're going to get headshots, right? So especially on a weapon like the Rampart, where you run high caliber 1 and high caliber 2, or on a weapon like the Auger, you're just going to play naturally and get those headshots done naturally, which will take some time, but, you know, eventually when you're fighting people, it will, you know, you're going to get headshots, especially with guns where high caliber and you're actually aiming to the head gives you an advantage. But if you want to get these things done as quick as possible, the fastest method to do so is to go into hardcore free-for-all, because for some reason in this game the health is 150, right? Previous CODs it's always been 100, but in this game they did the, you know, the notorious health increase from 100 to 150. But in hardcore in previous CODs was 30, and hardcore on this game is still 30. So it's basically a one-shot kill to the head with pretty much every single gun, even not using high caliber. So this is the best strategy to go for headshots, is to play hardcore free-for-all. And once you're in hardcore free-for-all, like you can see in these gameplays, I basically shoot people, but I try to aim for the head, and I'm not going to get a headshot every single time, because a lot of times I'm hitting them like right in the top of the shoulders or other stuff like that. And because you kill so quick, you sort of have to make sure your aim is on the head. But you can do it how you want once you get to hardcore free-for-all. You can either, you know, play and only kill the person if you do get the headshot. However, that's going to decrease your KD and your stats, because you're going to die a lot from people pre-aiming you to the body when you're going to try to line up that headshot, and it can be frustrating. Or you could do what I do, which is basically I go try hard mode in hardcore, and I just aim for the top area of them, and even if I don't get a headshot every single time, you can usually get 10, I mean, if you really go for it, you get 10 plus headshots a game doing this absolutely no problem. And these games are only like 4 to 5 minutes, because you're going to wipe out the enemies. You know, you can get, I mean, it depends how you want to go. If you go exclusively for headshots, you can probably get 15 to 20 per game. If you go try hard mode and just aim for the upper area, you probably get 5 to 10 per game. But that's the easiest way to get it done without costing your stats. And then you just, you know, these free-for-alls take maybe 4 or 5 minutes if you're going efficiently, and you knock out a couple of them with each gun, and you should be up there on your headshots. Now, as far as that's the game mode, I recommend hardcore free-for-all and aiming for the head. And now a couple extra tips. If you're doing hardcore, do not use high caliber. And the reason why is, going for headshots, you would think to use high caliber, but like I said earlier, the fact that it's only 30 health, something like the Auger, which is basically the FAL of this game, it does, I think, 68 health to the head without, or like 60 something health to the head without high caliber. So you're already doing double what it takes to kill them without high cal. Throwing on high caliber would just be overkill with that, and that's why I really recommend do not use high caliber if you're going for them in hardcore. Now, you could go for headshots in core as well, but this is why I think hardcore free-for-all is so damn easy. Now, I go in there, and like I said, hardcore, you kill them with 1 bullet to the head. So you hit that 1 bullet, you're good to go. That will count as a headshot. Number 2, you don't need high caliber, so you can deck your class it up out with other things. And what I recommend, you know, running on a class it up is, of course, you want scavenger, because you want headshots with this specific weapon. I mean, you don't really need to run scavenger, I guess, because in hardcore you kill so quick, but if you plan on going on big streaks, you should run that. But the main thing is that I think is the most important is I run either laser sights on guns that have laser sights options, like you'll see in the second gameplay with Spitfire, or quick draw on guns that have quick draw options. So on a Maddox, I'll run like quick draw 1 and 2. I'll run Gung Ho always, and then I'll run laser sight. Like just things, because hardcore is such an intense game mode where if you're not getting the shot off and being ready to go, you're going to die from the enemy player, right? So that's what I definitely recommend. Things that'll help you lock in on the player's head before they get the shot on you. You have to be quick with it. I recommend a red dot or an elo sight. I recommend laser or quick draw, and always running gung ho because it lets your gun come up 95% faster, I think it is, or something like that. Then if you don't have, it's something ridiculous. You know, your gun comes up way faster out of sprint, which is a major key in a game mode like hardcore. Now, how do I know, why do I think this is so good, other than those reasons? The other reason with hardcore is the fact that, well, in hardcore you can't heal unless you run stim shot. But in my opinion, you're gonna get killed in one bullet anyway with most guns, sometimes two, maybe if they have like an SMG or something. But like I really don't think stim shot is that important, because sure, I stim shot and I heal myself back to 30 health. It's not that crucial. I think what's crucial and what helps me get headshots so easily is dead silence combined with acoustic sensor. Now you might think, wait, why are you running acoustic sensor? Because it shows those lines on your minimap, but there's no minimap in hardcore. But the reasoning is because acoustic sensor showing the sixth sense on the minimap, that is just half of its job. The other half is it increases your audio of people's footsteps. So I run dead silence, plus there was a nerf to dead silence last patch update, so you can already hear people pretty decently. When you combine dead silence yourself with acoustic, you can hear people who don't have dead silence absolutely easily, and even players with dead silence you can hear a little bit if you crank your headphones up. And this is definitely the easiest way to get headshots, because of basically sound whoring. I'm knowing where the enemies are rushing to me for the most part before they're even there, so I aim down sights with all my class setup on their head area, and then they run around the corner, and hopefully you can get the headshot. Like I said, because the head is such a small target, sometimes you're going to get shots where you hit them in the upper body, but you just have to keep it moving. And this is great because honestly, while doing this, you can put up some pretty impressive score lines and also get your headshots done, as well as learn free-for-all spawns. I really think that hardcore is the easiest way to do it as far as the headshots go. Now, can you do this in core free-for-all? Yeah, you could do this in core free-for-all as well, but it's just going to take more bullets, and when you're already, you know, they have the whole target of shooting at anywhere in the body, and you have to try to hit them in the head to get your goal accomplished, because most players are just, I mean, there's some players in these lobbies going for headshots, but most players are just playing normally. So that's why I think hardcore is just, you know, you don't have to be good for as long with your aim, and I think that's the best way to get the headshots done. I also think hardcore is probably one of the easiest challenge grinding game modes in this. It's sort of like how in Fortnite 50v50 is always how you get the challenges done. I think hardcore is kind of like that, because it's also the easiest way to get the long shots done as well, because of course the less bullets to kill, you can stand far away and just, you know, destroy people across the map with the ICR or whatever for long shots. But that's what I say for as far as tips for headshots. I highly recommend hardcore if you want to, you know, if you want to just naturally play the game and let the headshots come in. Do that if you want to, but if you want to go hard, you could probably honestly unlock like the 100 headshots for everything in a category in a day by using this strategy. And I think this is traditionally still the best strategy. I mean, this has been used on other Call of Duty games, but I think it's even better this year because of the fact that there's acoustic, because of the fact of the attachments, how they work, and the fact that it's still 30 health. I really do think it's key. And even like a gun like this Spitfire, which has insane recoil, no grip, I'm able to, in this game, you know, win the game handedly, increase my KD, while also getting quite a few headshots done. So it's basically a win-win. And like I said, once you're in that hardcore free-for-all, you can decide if you want to, you know, if a player's pressuring me and looking at me, usually I'll just spray them down in the body. But if you really don't care about your stats, you could aim for the head or whatever you want to do right there. That's definitely the best way to get the headshots done. And as far as guns that are easiest to unlock, I'm probably going to go for, I don't recommend going for what's easiest to unlock first. Go for what you use the most. I probably use the ARs the most, and then SMGs and tactical rifles probably like equally with those two. So I'm definitely going to get the diamond done for the ARs, and I don't know how fast I'm going to get it done. Like I said, I've just like sort of started the process. I already had like 50 to like 100 headshots on like everything naturally, but then just to finish it off, you know, when I'm on my mission, I go into this. Another thing that it took me a while to sort of, I was going so ham in this mode, and there's always so much pressure with, you know, like people rushing you when you have acoustic, you can hear them from a mile away. But don't forget to use your, and I recommend Recon, which goes goes into like I said, this class and everything. It's all around getting intel so you can pre-aim them to the head and get quick kills. And I really think that having the recon is a really good specialist for this game mode, just because it provides more intel. But it doesn't pop up at the bottom because there's no like HUD, because it's hardcore. So you have to sort of listen to the announcer, and a lot of cues in hardcore are based off audio. So this is definitely what I would recommend doing, as long as you have some sort of like iPod headphones, earphones, or maybe even if you have like a stereo surround sound, you're gonna have to crank that up super duper loud. So hopefully these tips will help you guys out in how to get more headshots. Like I said, I'll be doing more tipped videos. Let me know what you guys want to see in the comment section down below, and a lot of videos planned and coming up talking about the patch notes and how it affected the game in my opinion, probably this weekend and beyond. So thanks for watching, guys. Drop a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.